Alderman Chapman and clerk of allegiance to Alderman Scott.
Bow your head and pray with me, please. Dear Lord, we humbly come before you and we ask you tonight to pour your blessings over this meeting. We pray that you'll be with those of us making decisions for our community. We pray that you'll be with our community as we enter into this meeting. Lord, please be with our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and ambulance drivers, as well as our military men and women domestically and abroad. Again, be with us tonight, and in your name I pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Chapman,
Present.
Alderwoman Godfrey, Alderwoman McSparron,
Here.
Alderwoman Jones,
Here.
Alderman Wilbanks,
That's the chipping.
Alderwoman Allen, Alderman Lott,
Present.
Attorney Josiah Burns.
Here.
And Presiding Mayor Will Purdie.
You got me. Make up job. Press start. To approval of consent agenda, do I have any discussion or motion?
Move to approve, items 6A through G.
Second.
All right, have a motion second. So, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, our department head report tonight will be from Kenny Nutt, the director of our Chamber of Commerce.
Thank y'all so much for having me. The song. I think I'll go through our busy season that's coming up. This is one of my favorite times of the year to be the director of the chamber and just all the events going on. So coming up next week is our public service appreciation lunch. We've got 3 great sponsors for that sponsor our honorees, which are the city employee of the year, the firefighter of the year, and we had a police employee of the year this year. So we're excited to honor those people, and then we'll also recognize some state officials that are attending as well. So that is coming up next week, and we're really excited about that. And then we jump right into the holiday season, it feels like. And our big retail event, Holiday Happening, is coming up. We've actually added a couple more people to this list since I made this slide. So I think we have 8 or 9 businesses participating now, which is really awesome. So this is Sunday afternoon, November 9th. Just go out and shop, support and shop small. That's what that event's all about. And then these are some of our small business Saturday and our shop small initiatives that have been done for years. We kind of partner with the Clinton Courier and do something to promote small business Saturday. And then we do a 12 days of Christmas giveaway on our Facebook page where our members can give an item and we just post about it. People can enter the drawing and it's just a fun little holiday activity. Then my favorite day of the whole year is parade and dual run day. So I'll go to the dual run first because that's what we kick it off with. That is sponsored by Continental. They're our presenting sponsor. You can see our medal. The theme this year for both events is Candy Cane Lane. So we did a fun candy cane medal. It's real glittery. It's cute. We've got 100 runners so far, which is amazing. So we're ahead of any numbers we've, we're trending ahead. So we're really excited about that. And our sponsorship is over $10,000 as well for that event. So this event keeps growing every year. We don't know what magic is happening, but we just keep rolling with it. We love this event. And last year we had over 300 runners. So we hope to top that. This year, it looks like we're training to do so. And then right after that is the Christmas parade. So we brought back sponsorships this year for the Christmas parade. Performance Therapy has stepped in to sponsor that. They had the winning float last year. was really cute. So they were already gonna be at the front, so now they're gonna get a big grand sponsorship and they're gonna have a big grand float. So we're excited for them. We've also got 2 supporting sponsors for that. So we may give out some prize money for floats. We're kind of working through those details, but just some incentive to make the floats a little more festive and go along with the theme. So we're excited about both of those. And then we come off the holidays and jump straight into Redwood Roads in the spring. So save the dates for that. As we've talked about before, the Movers in March was wildly successful. We've already got over like $6,000 in sponsorship already. And we've just kind of started that. So we are deep in the planning for that meeting weekly and making great plans for this event. So that's all I have to do. Have questions?
I'm always particularly impressed with the medals that y'all give because as someone that used to run 5K, not do that anymore. They are very different. And so when everybody's got them hanging up or whatever,
Yeah.
yours definitely stands out. So I love that. That's very notable.
Something we try to do. And that's, everyone gets a medal. So it's not a finisher prize. Everyone that participates, even kids that participate, get a medal. And I think that's why this is so. That's right. I mean, so.
These first 2 items here that I have for you tonight are for vehicles that we purchased last year. We've paid for these vehicles up front, but as per our custom, we sometimes will get these financed for a number of years to spread out to match the life of the vehicle with the payments. This first one is for 5 police vehicles that were purchased last year for a total of $202,300. Trustmark was our lowest and best bid with a interest rate of 3.96%, which was pretty unheard of. So would recommend that we accept that.
So any discussion or motion?
Move to approve.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8B, I think it's the same explanation, but this is for a pumper truck for the Clinton Fire Department. Is there anything different you need to add about that?
This one is actually a little bit better rate. It was surprised me. It's $734,000 for the purchase price of the vehicle, and the lease rate is for a longer term, is for 10 years, and it's 3.75% on this one. So again, an excellent rate. Out of the 3 responders, that was by far the lowest.
Move to approve.
All right, motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, item 8C is to declare the fire department's old engine number 3, a 2004 E1 pumper at the listed VIN number, surplus property, and allow it to go to public auction immediately with Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus. Chief Buckley will discuss this.
Yeah, the truck we just talked about, that's what was replacing this one. We did have a small problem pickup with Brindley. They had a problem with the auction site. So we won't use them. I've already been in contact with another auction site, and I see I already has an account with them with Public Works and Parts. We won't use them.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8B, Snows written to ICI.
Good evening, and this is the first time that this has come up for renewal. This is our places, events, and itineraries on our website. So simply this up for renewal with a contract and through October of next year. Ready before you, if any questions? I think it's a great asset for our website. Thus far this month, we've had over 335 events, which is people coming to those pages to engage with them. And we have some great things planned for the itineraries pages. Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carried. And then have the Roy Edwards show for about 15. Item 8E.
And, Gary Shirley and Roger Eager here, any questions on this? They have submitted the construction documents to build a 92 square foot pavilion and a 450 square foot pool house on the interior campus of Gary, city 75 acre tract. This property is on special use and this is approved for use later. What you see in the red is where the pool house would go, and then the yellow is the pavilion between the cabins there. Plus, you see in the that's the in the cloud there. That's the pool house. It would be located there behind the pool. Before you get to the clubhouse. This is your site plan for it. And if you see the stakes there behind the pool, that's the location that the pool house will go. As you stand at the gate of the Fairway looking in, it's off to the left there. You can't, I was able to see either of these projects there. The pool house will be a khaki brown hardy board with a black Owens Corning shingle on it. And the next one will be the pavilion. In the location, you see it between the cabins there. There's your site plan. And these, looking several views, you see the stakes there where it's going between the cabins there. And again, this is from the gate of Fairway looking in at the opposite right there, a little bit behind those trees. So also wouldn't be seen. The pavilion is about 460, at the closest 460 feet from any residential area, and the pool house is about 500 foot on there. Here's your pavilion. Siding will be brown metal siding, and then the charcoal gray roof panels. The site may plan these on conventional landscape and parking requirements by ordinance on there. The architectural review committee, as well as the planning commission, have recommended approval as submitted.
So, some of those can't with two things needed, and I'm excited about it. I'll do it.
I just want to say city appreciates the way you maintained it. The Mass Commission has done a great job. Ms. Rita's did a great job, and just and investing additional money into that camp and keeping it viable. And I think it's very important for our city. So we thank you.
Absolutely. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 8F. This is a site plan for the East State Building of 900 Industrial Court Drive in Greenwood.
Tim Preston's here, Rick Mid-State Welding. They have some good construction documents to rework the roof at this location. The locations are south of McNeely's up there. As it looks today, this property is zoned I-1, and of course, this is improved use for this district on there. And the plan to do away with the double gables you see looking to the industrial drive there. You see between the two there where they meet, it's probably a gutter system that carries water. They're having trouble with that. We just wanting to just carry one gable across the top there. The match of the metal that is there now. The architectural review committee as well as the planning commission has recommended approval as submitted.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, guys. Item 8G, this is a site plan for the Rising Spring Square, Highway 80 Spring Ridge Road, and Ward 5.
As part of the Rising Spring Phase Two, the Rising Spring Review Committee has submitted the architectural rendering for the Rising Spring Park and Stage. The stage will be approximately 1,500 square foot structure. So this is the park of the stage to the right. The landscaping which exceeds our requirements for landscaping. This property is on C2, of course, this is a approved use in this district. And give you some elevations of it. This is the north elevations, which you see in Highway 80. In the south, this will be inside the park looking at in the east elevation and the west elevation. Colors on the materials and colors are as per the adopted design guidelines that the that meeting has approved on there. The bricks is a red beige blend, a cast stone, sandstone, the top of the towers you see there. Steel and hand rails being Charleston green, and the roof being dark gray.
On that first picture, were there seats or is it the grassy area?
See here.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8H, conditional variant for Verizon Wireless, 685 on Highway 80 East.
Something greater. It's either not to represent this Smart TV on behalf of Verizon seeking variance. That's built a retail building at this location. I can recognize this is the old car wash there that is just east of the Jack Sharp on there. It's property is on the C2, which is a approved use in this district. It's a road view from the Highway 80. This is your site plan. And there's your site plan showing the access from Highway 80 and to the rear of the building. That in red is the buildable area. They setbacks, 40-foot setback on both streets there. So what it does is limit this size of about 1,300 square foot buildable area there. It's 27 foot on the largest one, which down to 0 east there. This doesn't leave a lot of room for any construction. On the car wash that was there before would have made the dimensional requirements at that time. Section 1004 issued the requirements for granting that dimensional variance, and the notice of public hearing was published and the property posted as required by our ordinance. The Planning Commission does recommend approval as submitted. This is your different views. This is looking from Clinton Boulevard side, north side. This would be from Highway 80. I'm sorry, that's from parking lot area to the east. And this is Highway 80. And then that would be facing the old area cleaner, that is sharp. Here's your colors for the property on there, the Sherwin-Williams colors.
So the front faces Dairy Queen?
No,
This-
that's Dairy Queen, the flat.
This is the front.
And it faces
east.
okay.
This faces east. All right.
Okay.
Do I have any further question or discussion on this? Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carried. Item 8I, it's unkempt property located at 1902 Pine Haven Drive in Ward 3.
We are seeking, these next four, we'll be seeking resolutions declaring these properties to be in their present condition in the state of uncleanliness, to be a menace to the public health and safety of the community, and then to direct community development to take such actions as are appropriate under section 211911. Mississippi Code. The notice of was posted on each property and in City Hall is required by the state, as well as, mailed to the address on the Hines County Record Road. And none of the four, are on the Secretary of State's tax board list. But this is, looking at it from, Green Oak Cove. This is at the corner of Pine Haven and Green Oak Cove. They have started cleaning this, they had, this fence was pretty well covered, on that. They worked to the corner. You can see there's still some more underbrush and things like that that still need to be cleared. This is, at the intersection there. You can see down to the curve of the road there. So vehicles coming that way. This is on Pine Haven, looking back into the property, and they still have a little bit of work to do there. Here you see some more of this dead pine tree there that needs to be removed, and I saw one other dead tree right there. And they cleared out, of course, in front of the house as well. They have done a little bit of work on there, but still just not quite to where it needs to be. And asking you to approve a resolution to direct us to clean it. You want to give a time, get them to finish since they have come this far with it on there. But this has been a concern of the neighbors on Green Oak.
Yeah, so are you saying, we can give them a time, or if we go on and move to approve it, then they have a certain time?
You can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they've done
A
some,
lot,
but they still have.
got a lot to go with what we heard, and that's
Yeah.
the two brothers that are there, and one is not clean up and's been activated and it's washed, but I don't think he's returned. I think some have returned. I've heard.
And that's in just for the new folks on the board. That is something we've done in the past. We'll go ahead and prove it. So you've got 30 days, but on the 31st day, we're going out there to do it. If so. Go ahead, please.
So we were 8 months, and my other son's been active in Washington, so. I just bought the property close to 2 years ago and completely remodeled the house, have been doing, Miss Godfrey has actually seen the property. I went to her for some advice on how to do some of the remodeling. And we've done a tremendous amount of work toward cleaning the property up. Also took a video of properties from this house all the way to the city of Clinton. And it's not like the wooded area here. I would actually like to keep it natural in that corner, just because of the wildlife, the deer and everything. And if you drive down the Pine Haven, you'll see all of the other properties. There's a lot of properties that are similar. I have a video you can look at. But as far as cleaning the fence up, we have sprayed everything, cleaned as much as we can off the property. There's still a little bit of like dead twigs and stuff that need to be cleaned out, and then I've contacted somebody about cutting down the dead pine tree, and there's one other tree that needs to be cut.
So how long do you think it will take to finish up with?
Like I said, that front corner there you're seeing in the video, that natural area, I want to leave that like it is.
Mhm.
As far as cleaning the twigs off of the fence, we can clearly do that in 30 days. And there's been some more limbs that have fallen from this weekend from the storm or whatnot that need to be cleaned up.
That's kind of constant, but,
On Green Oak, go back to that Green Oak. So right here, when people are on Green Oak, what I've been told is that it's hard for them to see. So kind of unsafe to turn, in which I'm all for keeping natural as we can, for the habitat that lives there, because I completely understand that. But I think maybe if we could get some clearance in that corner so that it is safer for them turning onto Pine Haven, or even if they're coming from Pine Haven on to Green Oak, if they're running or if they're walking, or other cars there
Right.
for safety measures.
I took a picture from the stop sign this afternoon showing the clearance and have a picture of a car coming down the street. And you can see clearly from the stop sign. It's not an issue.
Yeah, from this
And also
picture, it
for-
looks like I can see, like if
Yeah.
you were driving up there and you can see down the road, it
And
doesn't look
also-
like there's brush there, blocked.
Yeah, and also according to the code, I looked it up, there's a 25 foot this way, 25 foot there way, that way you should have a clear triangle on the corner of the property. And it is well within code.
You know where everything's at, and right, everything is.
Yes, I think the pine tree itself may be in the right of way. That would be the only thing. You pull up to where the stop bar should be there. This about where this picture was taken, as you can see up to the curb of the road where you wouldn't be able to see any further than that.
Yeah.
I think that these things moved.
And like you said, even if you trimmed it further back, you couldn't see any further than.
Is that pine tree to that pine tree or is it?
No, no, it's on the front of the property, actually.
That pine tree is ours, it's right away.
That one that was there.
But that,
Yeah.
there's a tree that, you can see. Mhm.
Yeah, I very much appreciate the work you've already put into it on top of having to deal with quite the circumstance. Would 30 days be sufficient?
If you could give me more, that would be great, but I mean, if not, we'll do our best. Like I said, my son is home, but he's still very,
Right.
like, he's in a hospital bed.
Right.
Can't move, he's, you know.
What can we allow? Cause 30 days, I mean, 30 days.
It's
Short,
It's
when you
pretty
have a lot
hard
going
if
on.
You're talking weekends.
Good, yeah, you got any less?
Can we reassess it and then bring it back before just to see what kind of progress has been
I think
done?
that's all right.
And from there,
And then see what else you need to.
I'm okay with that.
30 days. Don't worry.
Well, let's just say 60, and then at that point.
And then
we'll-
reevaluate at 60.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I know you mentioned that tree might be right away. How do I know if that's ours or cities?
We'll get,
I don't know how to say it. Move to approve with reevaluating in 60 days.
Yes.
second,
All those in favor?
All right.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
Alderman Law, were you the second? on that?
Yes.
All right, item 8J, is Muscat property located 1594 West Northside Drive in Ward 3.
and there are some here for this one. Bam, Williams and Mel Williams, folks here. First place the notice on it, see what was there at that time. And these were pictures that I took last Thursday on there. The Williams walked with me around the building, we'll see the back, see where the back property lines are. And these are still some of the things you can see along the back property line. Well, that is gone. It's gone. No pictures, I know good. Right. We're by the.
All right, we can have one person speak for the group, but one person wants to come on up.
We did go by today, but they wouldn't allow us to take pictures.
Yeah, we are, we've been. A lot of that stuff. And it's gotten away, but we are working on it. A slow process. We don't have all the equipment that we need on hand to get it done, so we borrow to get it done all off, and we are working on it, and it should be done in a little bit.
So how long do you think you need?
I say, what a 30 day, if we put a 30 day,
Y'all, he waited till one time before you come put it on the door instead of come talking to people, so it might take longer than 30, cause I just put 5 loads off his property on mine. I gotta get a dump trailer and haul it out. It takes money, so 30 days, money don't come in to me like that. And I'm the only one doing stuff, so. Hey, they don't need.
And all of that wasn't on us in the beginning.
Exactly, our plan pretty much done with them cars. Most of that stuff is on his property. When he bought that property, he got to clean that up. I can't clean his property up at night. I done took all the stuff off. He showed that shed and all that tore down. I put that on my property, got it off of his property.
And we cleaning it up every day.
So we ran in the same vein and the same manner as we did with our last person. If we did 60 days,
Yeah.
let's get you around December-ish, Christmas-ish. If there was a 60-day period, do you think that'd be sufficient?
It'd be a lot better.
It's about cleaning it up.
It would be a little bit easier if we can go on site to see.
Yeah.
Well, I would make this contingent upon you guys letting him on there to check progress at the end of that time.
But when I get done, I'll call and tell him to come check it out.
Okay, well, it needs to be in the 60 days is what we're telling you.
Okay, but that's what I say.
Okay.
Yeah, so I adding that 60 days to it, I haven't moved to approve.
All those in favor? All those opposed?
No, 1594.
15 minutes. Motion carried. Item 8K, this is Lincoln property located at 106 Lacey Lane, Lacey Lane, this board should.
The end of Lacey Lane to lots owned by the same person. This is 106 in California. They have not had any response back from them. There was a neighbor that kept one of the lots kind of cleared one time and had a garden on it. That is not there any longer. This is 106 Lacey Lane. That give community development the ability to go ahead and take care of this lot, both of these lots.
And that's with respect to 106 and 107. Okay. Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, item 8M, to determine whether certain amendments shall be made to the city of Clinton rental ordinance as it relates to smoke alarm.
When we adopted the 2018 International Property Maintenance Codes a few years back, to use as our maintenance code for the city, didn't realize that they had taken out part of the wording about smoke detectors on there. And since we have the rental property and rental property ordinance on there, what we're looking to do is just to make an amendment to the rental property ordinance and put the smoke requirement for smoke detectors, just like they were back in 2012, with the property maintenance code. And that's what we're looking to do there. I have talked with the fire chief. He's in favor of doing this as well, just to make sure that all rental units are covered just like any other house.
You said it was taken out in 2012?
Yeah, and it's unusual within the national property maintenance, there's people to remove something, get more stringent, but that one was removed. Not let's see if it's in the ordinances or the codes we'll be looking at here short.
Yeah.
Anyway, if we put it in the rental ordinance, we've got it in there.
Move to approve.
It's a no-brainer, a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8N, to determine whether certain amendments shall be made to the city of Clinton zoning ordinance as it relates to court.
And what ordinance that's been before y'all is to move the short-term rentals to allow it as conditional uses in all residential areas on there. This is the list. Each of these are located in the conditional use section of each residential district. There, it would remain there as a conditional use, just like it is in Old Town Clinton. As it is today, Old Town Clinton is the only place that short-term rentals are allowed.
Move to approve.
Second.
Sure.
Because of the older neighborhoods, they are not protected by HOAs that can put no short-term rental in their HOA, but the older neighborhoods do not have that luxury. And I feel like that,
we will have more rentals from people renting these older houses for short-term rentals. I've talked to Chris Evans because he has some, and he said that he had 2 apartments. One he hadn't even put out there because it's really not as big a need as he was thinking. And the need is not there, especially with some changes, with different activities. And so I really, with my constituents, and I think a lot of people in the city are the same. I know we do have some short-term rental from out-of-state people and also out of our city that are doing this, like the one I had in Stonegate, in Cross Keys, that corner, and they were living, I think, in Madison or somewhere, and there was a ton of problems there. So we finally got that shut down when we did. But I just, I know a lot of people are not for short-term rental all over the city, even with the variants.
Is a conditional use where somebody made an application and the neighbors would be notified, right?
It was all, not just under the conditional use requirements, but also under the short-term rental ordinance that was adopted a couple of years ago on that, which requires us to send notification to all peoples, not just owners, but tenants as well. 500 foot.
A lot of notifications.
A lot of notifications.
And then it comes to them to determine whether it's feasible in that area or
They could show.
Cherry Park as.
And currently, we only have like 3 approved.
3, 4 maybe.
If anybody else is doing that, is doing that without.
They are.
Illegal.
They're working on that as best we can, so they don't put the addresses on these websites.
So, and not to encourage illegal behavior, but this will maybe encourage them to do it the right way, because it is an ordinance that is allowed and there is a revenue that, well, some sort of revenue stream, you have the registration and some sort of inspection has to be done.
And I, just remind me, I know that we have to approve each one and notification has to be made, but, is it just strictly up to us as to how many we allow, or is that where that comes in, where it's just up to us to decide that? I just needed a reminder of what we had in that ordinance that.
It's not in the ordinance, but I think as you can do a conditional use on a case-by-case basis, you can certainly look at the inventory.
Look at what's there.
So we can set a limit. I think, I know we talked about it at one like certain percentage.
We did. So I can't remember if we had that in there, or if we just said we were going to take it on a case-by-case basis. And we really have not had very many apply, actually, so it's been, it was talked about like it was going to be this huge deal, and it wasn't. Like you said, we got 3 or 4 of them. So.
At least, yes, we've got 5 or 6, with one, under one ownership. I think we're about to, get close to catching that. It's one that has 3 different, addresses, and, anyway, we found a way that I think we, catch that.
This won't affect their status as legal or illegal, if it didn't be legal until they go through the process.
That's true.
Well, I think we're gonna have it, they're going to we have a permanent process.
But to James' point, hopefully maybe if we know this, they will go through that process, because then to have the protection.
And by having neighbors notified, this very much becomes the case of, if the neighbors clearly do not want it, their voice is very much heard, and conditional use is denied.
All right, any further discussion? We have a motion and second already, so all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. All right. Item 8O. Determine whether certain amendments shall be made to the city of Clinton zoning ordinance pertaining to driveways and parking lots. So,
The And again, this, we did hold a public hearing on the 23rd of September for the planning commission. The planning commission did vote to approve these amendments on there. These that you see here, section 4614. It's the same as existing, except for the 1 acre or less of the way it reads now, that you have to have the 100 foot of pavement up to that point. And this would have it, anything an acre or larger can have the crushed limestone. In areas in Old Town Clinton, or in lots exceeding 1 acre in zone can't have the crushed limestone on them. And then the rest is just to clean up where it does say hard surface on it. I'm going to clean that up in the rest of the ordinance.
And, in the parking lot or the driveway, did you say that 50% of the front can be allowed for parking?
It does. That allows for the circle drives and things like that in front of the houses.
But not off-street parking.
I'm sorry. No, you can't just have parking of more than 50% in front of the body of the house.
Any further discussion or a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8P, determine whether certain amendments shall be made to the city of Clinton zoning ordinance pertaining to historic preservation approvals in Old Town Clinton.
Thank you. Again, this will just eliminate some certain actions that require certificate of appropriateness. I have to go through the whole I go through the historic preservation. These actions that would be allowed would be accessory structures for single family housing, fences, exterior painting, and that result in change of color, cutting of live trees, signage, things like that. Just to the Historic Preservation Commission, I can make the decision. And of course, if someone doesn't agree with the Historic Preservation Commission's findings on it, they can always fill it up to this board.
We can always work on it.
It can be appealed up to the Board of Aldermen.
Any discussion or a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We do have a couple of employment items tonight. So for item 9A, approval to hire Evan Winchell as director of the Clinton Visitor Center at a salary of $45,000 per year, pending completion of the hiring process. We've talked about this one previously in a work session. I'll just say again, I believe Mr. Winchell's very well qualified for the position. Mr. Barrett and I interviewed him. He'll be very well and very confident. Thank you. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. All right. 9D, we'll have the need for a short executive session. So we will be back shortly. If I can get a motion to go into closed session.
Make a motion to we go into a public session, determine the need for a executive session.
All right, folks, we will clear the courtroom and turn the feed off, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, we are back on the executive session. During executive session, the board took two actions, to extend one employee and terminate another. Do we have any other business to come before the board tonight?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed?